Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome to another episode of 49ers Scouting Report. And I'm sure there's some Eagles fans already here, ready to not listen to a word of what I'm about to show and are just here to comment some trash talk. Go ahead, I don't care. This Sunday is a huge matchup and most likely an NFC Championship game preview with the 49ers squaring off against the Philadelphia Eagles. If you like watching teams run the ball, this is the game for you. To me, this game will feature two of the top 3 run games in the NFL. Controlling the line of scrimmage and winning in space will determine who wins. There's a ton of talk about the quarterbacks and receivers, but to me, this game is all about the line of scrimmage. Whoever imposes their will and shows the most control will come out on top. Control is something we all want, which you can get if you head over to manscaped.com and use promo code JFA, where you can get the new Lawnmower 5.0, which gives you more control than ever. You get 4 length guards with the trimming head, along with an interchangeable head to a foil blade shaver, so you can be as bald as an eagle if you want. It's got an ultra bright LED flashlight, super fast battery charging, is waterproof so you can take it in the shower, and features their legendary skin safe technology, because nothing is worse than cutting your most valuable player. You can get it now with Manscaped's holiday sale going on right now. Check it out at manscaped.com and make sure to use promo code JFA. That's manscaped.com, promo code JFA. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. Like I said, controlling the line of scrimmage and limiting the run game is going to be paramount in this matchup. The Bills did a really good job in the first half limiting the effectiveness of Philadelphia's run game, but got caught in it in the second half. The Eagles run so many things off these looks that you have to be able to first stop the run so it doesn't open up everything else. This is a staple play. They'll have the tight end on the weak side and run split zone action with an end read. You have to have a way to account for Jalen Hurts on these. What the Bills did was to have a late, strong safety rotation from a safety to bring numbers, as well as make the read harder for Hurts. They were able to control the line of scrimmage early and limit these runs, but keep the quarterback option and tight end movement in mind on this look. Here's another staple play and formation they run a lot of stuff out of. It's about how do you account for everything and guys winning their matchups. They like to come out with an unbalanced set and run a ton of RPOs off of these, where they're essentially giving themselves 2 options. Run up the middle or run out wide with a wide receiver screen. These are, in basic forms, 2 running plays, and it's about where do you get the advantage. The Bills account for this with a safety rolling over late. And from the end zone, the interior defensive linemen do a great job of squeezing and shedding to control the line of scrimmage. Then, early in the third quarter, the Eagles get their offense sparked with a huge run off a play I was most concerned about when I scouted them last year going into the NFC Championship game. They can pull off this play because they have most likely the best center in the league. So they'll run a lot of inside zone stuff, and you'll see defensive tackles trying to pinch down on Kelsey to occupy him and not let him get to the second level. So what the Eagles do is they'll come with a power run to counter that, where Dickerson will Z down and they'll pull Kelsey around to lead up in the hole. Then the backside guard will get up on the second level as well. This really stresses the backside player because frontside you have Kelsey able to pull and is a phenomenal blocker in space, because they'll run this with a quick slant off the backside as well. That backside guard can get up and he ejects the linebacker from the hole. They also caught Buffalo in what Buffalo was doing earlier with a late strong side rotation, and it's away from the run. Now you've given up a huge explosive in the run game and it completely unlocked Philadelphia's offense. So now you have to deal with the play action out of this. They'll come with the same run action we saw earlier, with the tight end coming across the formation, and with the Bills in man coverage, the action creates a wash for the man coverage guy to work through, and they get their tight end wide open for a big gain. Then they come back and work another variation off of that. So you have the same exact play movement. This time you'll have A.J. Brown act like he's running a slant or a block and then work to the corner. With the defense now reacting hard to the rollout and the tight end, they leave Brown wide open for the touchdown. But you see how it all starts with that inside run game. If you let that break, they have counters to counters to counters to build off of it. You can't let them get that ball rolling. Then if you get them in 3rd and long, you can't give Jalen Hurts lanes to use his legs. I'm not sure what the defensive tackle's job is here normally, and I wouldn't use this against Hurts anyway, but you'll have a tackle in a plugger role where they'll look to occupy the center and guard, then sort of spy the quarterback. Here, he works to take away a running back. Why? There's a man on him. Why would you try and double a running back and give up massive real estate in front of Hurts to scramble? Either way, you just can't do that. Then, on offense, there will be opportunities, but you have to capitalize. Watching the Bills' offense was frustrating. In one sense, it was impressive how they put up 34 points with their offense looking so dysfunctional at times. Here's an example. I like the design. They bring in an extra tackle as a tight end, and then motion to an unbalanced set. With Philadelphia wanting to bring a safety down against the extra lineman, they're in cover 3 zone. By rolling to an unbalanced set, they trigger the Eagles into cover 3 Mabel, which is a strength-rolled matching zone with the backside and man coverage. That's a mouthful, but the strong side curl player is responsible for carrying and matching any vertical route from the number 2 receiver. So the Bills dress up a sail concept by having the tight end angle inside, then break on a corner route. Pair this with a clearing route and a flat route, and you have a sail concept. The design works well as they get a guy wide open. Allen tries to lead his guy down the field, not sure why, just hit him on the out, which the tight end isn't ready for, and they miss a layup. Then somehow the Bills scored 34 points as Josh Allen made some amazing plays. And I know Eagles fans will say, yeah, but Brock Purdy ain't no Josh Allen. Well, no, but he doesn't have to be because he's making some of these plays that Allen isn't. So the Eagles have been having some communication issues on their coverages this year. I believe they're supposed to be in Palms coverage here based upon how the inside guys play this. If you've watched the channel, you'll be familiar with Palms. It's cover 4 that will convert to cover 2 if the number 2 receiver runs an out route at 5 yards or less. The Bills are running an Ohio concept, or what Kyle calls Tony. You have a protection release fade paired with a quick out. They pair this with a backside drive concept, with Diggs running a through route paired with a drive route. Now here's where I have issue with the design and execution. If this were ran at the 30, I'd love it. I don't like it here. Instead of a normal protection release fade, Davis is going to run a widened post. This paired with a through out creates a Yankee concept, but this is a condensed part of the field, and to try and run a deep vertical stretch, you end up just bringing a clearing player into the same area as your through route. If Allen reads the Ohio correctly, he had it open for a first down, and if that's Kittle or Debo or Jennings, most likely a touchdown. But he moves to work the drive, and the will has gotten depth. It should be a check down. Instead, he fires it into Diggs for a touchdown, but Davis ends up right next to him. There is not a play designed ever that tries to put 2 guys right next to each other at the catch point. It's a great throw and catch, but it didn't have to be, and so you're seeing the plays are there to be made that Purdy has been excellent on this year. Then you have the play action shots that we like to take. So the Bills start out motioning a man, and it looks like a defender is traveling, but they're flipping the coverage. It's still zone, and the linebacker flipping it is the clue. With a single safety, this is cover 3 zone. The Bills are running something we run a lot, a speedo concept, with a clearing route paired with a deep over route. The linebacker is responsible for picking up these deep crosses and gets locked into the backfield action, trying to read the quarterback's eyes. It leaves the deep over wide open for a big gain. Then back to more issues for the Bills. Plays were there to be made, but the execution was just terrible at times. They start out motioning a man across, and now you see a guy traveling with him, revealing man coverage. So Allen checks to a man coverage beater, a mesh concept. The play is there to be made. The idea is to run a pick play over the middle, and every team runs this play. Here's where the Bills are a mess. These routes have very specific depth so that your number one in the progression is running under the other route, forcing his man to run over the mesh point. These Bills players run at the same depth, disrupting the interference. They still get a short gain, but from the end zone, you'll see Allen wanted Davis on the play, but it's just off. If you run that correctly, his guy is off to the races. That's where you could picture a Deebo Samuel getting the ball on a clean mesh. But when they executed the interference plays, they were there to be had. The Eagles are again in man coverage and the Bills are in a bunch formation. And the outside man will run a rub corner route. He will angle in with an aiming point being the outside shoulder of the defender. Then they'll run a quick out. You see the rub creates interference to break the out route open. And then more issues. Like I said, this offense was frustrating to watch. Good things mixed with head scratchers. They're trying to run what I think is supposed to be a deep spacing concept here, but they got two guys running the same route. Then there are some big gains to be had in the run game. These are back-to-back plays, but the Bills are running our foundational run play, the wide zone. This is a play I've covered a ton, so I won't spend time going through the ins and outs, but Philadelphia played it real aggressive front side, and there were cutbacks much of the game. The difference, though, is that they don't have a Christian McCaffrey. You give McCaffrey these kind of cutback lanes, and he's going to be making life very, very difficult for the Eagles. Well, it's going to be a tough game and a tough environment against one of the top teams in the league. It's a chance for the 49ers to show themselves as the lead dog in the race for a Super Bowl this year. And so they need to show up beyond their game and be ready to take the fight to the Eagles. So let's all cheer on our team to our best and hope for a victory Monday. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.